National record trying to catch the flying caudal. Now here they come, the pro stock finalists. It'll be Sox and Martin's Hemi-Cuda against Wally Booth's rat-motored Camaro. A big one for both drivers. Sox wants to keep his fantastic win record alive. He knows Wally Booth is eager to spoil it. Four straight Pro Stock Eliminator titles for Sox and Martin Clements at NHRA national events. And Leong repeat his thrilling funny car Eliminator win at last year's Winter Nationals. Legs the Pineapple Cow to low ET for funny cars of 6.93 seconds, and the crew shows their happiness.
Suddenly it was time for the funny cars, and some wild ones burned out of the staging area. Duel in the second round featured Al Hanna driving the Eastern Raider against Setzer and Foster's Chevy Vega. It proves to be too much for Mel Hoy as he sizzles out a 6.76 at 205 miles per hour. With the Fuelers' first round over, it was time for the wheel standards. Bill Shrewsbury with the LA Dart in lane 2 and Francis Monahan in lane 1. Watch them, they're wild. Both cars are up for the full run. Monahan wins it, and it looks like Shrewsbury may go all the way to Milwaukee on the rear wheels. Now it's the Red Baron against Dick Hutchins' Chevy Rebellion. Hutchins comes from 66.27 miles an hour. In this run, Arnie the Farmer Beswick goes up against Fred Sibley in the US 1 jet. He has that turbine wound and screaming, but Arnie is an old pro and comes up with a beautiful hole shot to take the win with an ET of 7.23, 209 miles an hour. Then it was Gene Snow's rambunctious Dodge Challenger to go against Gabriel and Wagner's Long Beach Firebird Pontiac. Terry Pringle is the boy driving Gene Snow's car, and looks like he was shot out of a cannon. He sizzled out. Then Fred Mandeline's Camaro met up with the Chapman Barracuda driven by John Blasing. The Barracuda veers across the center line while Fred Mandeline puts his Camaro through the traps with a winning ET of 8.55 seconds. In this run with the Nitro Fuelers, Danny Wanger, driving for the Hot Rod Shop, beats Denny Darrell in the Mod Pa Hoover car with an ET of 6.82.
After yesterday's elimination runs, 8 cars were left in each of the classes we covered. Funny cars, Pro Stockers, and Top Fuelers. His first quarterfinal run in the funny car class pitted Al Segrini in the Black Magic against Elmer Hartsoe. Segrini magic is through the traps first with an ET of 4.41, a speed of 163.93 miles per hour. The next run features Mr. Norm's Dodge, paired off against the Trojan Horse, driven by Larry Fullerton. Wayne Gap tops David Sox in the second runoff with an ET of 6 seconds flat, 116.42 miles an hour. Hubert Platt shoves the Georgia Shaker through the traps ahead of Harold Robinson to earn a berth in the semifinals. Then, during the early runoffs in one of the modified classes, it happened. Chris Lang, driving the Corvette, took off in the outside lane. About 100 feet from the start, he lost control, got crossed up, and slammed hard into the steel guardrail. Chris was all right, but the front end of his vet, it'll need a lot of work. The Pro Stockers took the spotlight first in the semifinals, and it was Roy Hill in the Petty Duster against Sam Carroll to challenge the 1/8 of a mile strip. Hill gets off the line in beautiful shape and goes on to take the win with an ET of 6.06, a speed of 117.95. This run gives Wayne Gap a guarantee of the finals when he beats Hubert Platt's Georgia Shaker with a 5.90 to Platt's 5.98. Cheryl Greer and Ron Colson in the Chi-Town Hustler make up the first semifinal pairing for funny cars. The burnouts are wild. Mustang comes out of the hole on fire to singe the Hustler with a winning ET of 4.42 over Chi-Town's 477. Al Segrini in the Black Magic prepares for the next run. He'll go against Mr. Norm's world-famous Dodge Charger, piloted by Kenny Safford. Here's two more great ones. Mr. and Mrs. Soul, driven by D. Simmons in lane 1, going against the Revell Snowman, fired up by Dale Emery in lane 2. Camaro versus Vega. Uh-oh, Emery red-lighted. He blazes out a fantastic run, but to no avail. He's out, and D. Simmons takes an easy 112-mile-an-hour ride to the win. Here's Richard Tharp in the Burkhart Plymouth Satellite. He'll take on Donnie Plunkett in the Mischief Maker. Plunkett driving the Gremlin in lane 1. Tharp, the Satellite, in lane 2. They're staged. A 1,750 horsepower Hemi engine carries Tharp through the trap. This last run in round 2 was a Ford-Plymouth duel. Clyde Hodges Plymouth in lane 1 with Bob Glidden driving a Mustang in lane 2. Glidden slides the Mustang through the funny cars in the nation. Blue Max makes round 3. Ray Beadle singed the Hustler by 5/100ths of a second to take the win.